Alright people, so today what's going down is I'm going to wax the Corvette, give it a really good wax job. These are the products I'm going to use to do that. I've got the Meguiar's clay kit and some Zaino, the Z5 and the Z6. And I like to use this product just because it's a polymer based wax, which means it is going to put a really tough coat on the outside of it. It's going to last longer than like a carnauba wax. Carnauba wax is really good at giving a nice deep shine, but this is going to give it something that's going to last, something that's going to protect it from the elements, because I do drive my car outside in the rain and all that stuff. I know a lot of people don't do that with their Corvettes. I do. It's a car. I drive it. So I want it to have good protection. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and get the paint nice and clean using the clay kit. If you've never clay barred your car, it needs to happen. If it's been a while since you clayed it, it needs to happen. And in fact, before I ever put any sort of wax, like a polymer sealant or anything like that on my car, I clay it first to make sure I get all the impurities out of the paint and don't seal it down into the wax layer. So I'll start by showing you how to clay bar your car. It's a pretty simple process, but I'll show you how to do it. So this is what's inside the clay kit: a chamois, a couple bars of clay, and a quick detailer. The way that you actually go ahead and clay bar your car, well, first of all, you can touch your paint. I don't know if you can hear that. It kind of sounds kind of rough as I rub my hand over it. That's from all the impurities that are embedded in your paint. You want to get that stuff out before you actually seal it with a good wax. Obviously, make sure your car is nice and clean first. Make sure you give it a good wash, get all the crap off of it to start with, because you don't want to be swirling any stuff into your paint, causing swirls and all that jazz. So once you're ready, got the car nice and clean, dry, go ahead and get your quick detailing spray and just give it a good little few sprays on there to wet the surface. Next, you just take your clay bar and move it in a nice circular motion all around the surface. And you can hear the clay picking up stuff as it goes around, picking up contaminants. And I don't know if you can see that in the video here. This camera's not very good at getting close-ups, but you can already see stuff getting embedded in the clay. Once that happens, flip it over, make sure it's nice and lubricated, and you'll actually feel the difference in the way the clay glides over the car. It won't be making any more noise. It'll glide over it nice and easy. It won't feel rough at all. And once you've got that section done, just give it a wipe down with a chamois and move on to the next section. And essentially that's how you clay the surface of the car, and you can feel it, man. Such a difference. It's smooth as glass now. Another thing you want to note is as you're moving around different areas of the car, you're going to get stuff embedded in your clay. So fold it over a few times to kind of move the impurities around. They're not on the surface. And again, you don't end up swirling your paint all up. So that's it basically for the clay bar process. Like I said, just kind of do that. You're going to have to work your way around the whole car, all the painted surfaces. It's going to take a little while. You can actually even clay your windows and everything also to get any impurities in your glass out. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I'll show you how to apply some wax. So you've got your car all clayed down. You're ready to start doing the wax. Again, this is what I'm using here, the Z5 and the Z6, and this is the Zaino FX. I'm not even sure exactly what this does, but I know it works really well. So if you're going to purchase this system, you can read more about it on the website. You need these three parts: Z5, Z6, and the special effects accelerator that you have here. This stuff comes with these 4 clear bottles. They're 2 ounces each, and this little dropper. Now it says to mix 1 ounce with 4 to 5 drops of this. So I'm going to fill this halfway, put 5 drops of this stuff in there, and then I'll show you how to apply it. I'm going to use a 10-inch buffer to do that because I'm lazy and I don't want to work my arms and shoulders off today. Okay, you've got your wax all mixed up. The next thing you want to do is grab your buffer and put some wax on the actual buffing pad. Get it nice and saturated. Put this here so you can see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just going to take some of this. You could alternatively put it on the car first. Man, this bottle's hard to squeeze, isn't it? There we go. You want to get this pad nice and saturated. And I'm just kind of swirling around like that so it doesn't fling all over the place as soon as I hit my button. And then you just start working this into the paint of the car. Now you can see almost immediately this begins to dry out because I just put wax on that cotton pad. So I'm going to add a little more. Start working that in. That way it works into the pad. Once the pad is good and saturated, you won't have to put as much product on the car. Essentially, that's the process. You want to go back and forth and then kind of cross the pattern, make sure you get really good coverage, make sure that works the wax into the paint really well, and then go ahead and just do this over the entire surface of the car. And then I've got this stuff. It says you want to let this wax dry about 15 minutes, come back and wipe it down with a nice clean rag. I like to use these. You can buy them at the auto parts store, Costco. They sell them all over the place. But I like to use those to come back and wipe them off, nice clean cotton rags. And then you'll spray this on and give it another wipe down. This kind of just is like a gloss enhancer, it's called. And then repeat that step over and over. I'm going to repeat it until I run out of mixture that I have here because I don't want to waste any of that. This wax is very expensive. I think the waxing system total for those 3 bottles that I showed you was about $100. So I definitely don't want to waste any of it. But yeah, so I'll do that a few times. Obviously, all of these processes, the clay bar, the wax, all that, I prefer to do it in the shade, especially with a black car in Central Florida. Trying to do anything on the surface of a black car in Central Florida is nearly impossible because it's just hot as crap. So yeah, I'll do this process a few times, and I'll kind of show you, using the gloss enhancer and wiping it off and everything, and then show you the results in the sun after I'm finished. All right, I think it's kind of hard to see what's happening here in the shade in my garage, but what we've got, layer of wax on the car. It says to wait 15 minutes, but honestly, if you start on one side, work your way around, by the time you get to that side, it's been 15 minutes. So I'm going to go back and just kind of buff this. What I'd like to do is take 2 rags, one in each hand, and just kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I like to hit it with one hand first to get like the major layer of wax off, and then come back with the other cloth and just kind of buff it out. And the reason I do that is because you'll get a buildup of wax on the first one, and then it'll be hard to remove the wax, and you have to like flip the rag over and all that. And then the second rag will just come back, and you won't get as much buildup on this rag, and that gives you the ability to kind of gloss it up real good. Man, that's smooth. Wish you could feel that. But anyways, do that around the whole car, and then you'll come back with this stuff. And basically what you just do with this, just kind of mist over it like that. And just give it a good, like, little buffing with that stuff. Just kind of give it a nice good shine. And then flip the rag over. Just kind of buff it out, and it gives it a nice mirror shine. And then I'm going to come back, lay another coat of wax down. And like I said, I'm just going to do that until I run out of this stuff, because I've already mixed it up. And so I'll probably end up being about 2 or 3 coats. And then once again, I'll take it outside, show you what I got. So just to kind of illustrate the shine that I've got out of this thing out of just one coat of that Zaino, here's the box that the clay kit came in. And there's the reflection of that box on the paint. I'd say that's looking pretty good. But I'm going to continue, like I said, and use up the product that I have. Oh yeah, that's almost like a mirror. Awesome. So here it is out in the sun as promised. Looking good. You'll see a little bit of streaking here and there where I didn't quite get that last final coat of wax completely buffed out. If I spent a little more time buffing it, it would look a lot better. And just so you can see some of the reflectivity of it, I again placed the box of the clay on top of the hood so you can take a look at that. Oh, there's a glare. But yeah, that's it. Get a nice shiny coat of wax in your car, get it looking good, keep it protected from the sun, the elements, the oil, the dirt, and all that on the road. Love bugs, which is love bug season coming up. And thank you for watching. I've got about 200 other videos on my page. Make sure you check those out. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my page. Thank you very much for watching.